Hey guys, it's Nick, Hunt Fish Hike Outdoors, and I am on a mushroom hunt. Just found some of my first morels of the season, so I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. So as you can see, here is the tree. Bark is just starting to come off the elm tree. Get a good picture when I walk around it. I walked up to it. This is on a southern facing slope. And this is kind of what the underbrush looks like. Which needs a good stick to move your grass out of the way. There's one. There's one. Let's just I always look at the tip of my stick. Boom. There's one. There's one. There's another one. Right there. So I haven't even walked around this tree yet. I just walked in and seen a couple, dropped my pack and figured I'd check it out. Ran across another gentleman who was in the woods who'd never seen them before and pulled him up here and told him to check it out. Gave him one and said try it. Oh, there's a couple more. So these are small. You can see these are majority 2-3 inches. This is the first spot I found them in this area, so I think I'm still a little early. There's one there. There's another one there. So you want to do a good walk all the way around these trees. Most of the times I find majority of my mushrooms on the downhill side of these trees, but you never know. If this was a private land spot, there's one there. This is on the top side of the tree. There's one right here. So we'll get a little bit better picture of the tree from the other side. Upside down witch's broom. So there's another one right there. There's that one we already found. Yeah, so like I was saying, if this was a piece of public ground that I had quick and easy access to, I would leave these grow and I would check them daily because they're just coming in. They're kind of small. This tree is going to produce some more mushrooms the way it's looking, but because or if it was private ground, I'd leave them for sure and I'd come back and check them in a couple days. But because due to the heat that we have coming here in Minnesota with no rain in the forecast at all, and being this is a public ground spot that I don't have much easy access to, I am going to pick what I find today and bring them home for a good steak dinner. However, it is looking like majority of the mushrooms are on the east and west side of this tree. I don't really see any on the north and south. So, alright, I am back. There's a few in this patch here. I'd say there's half a dozen to a dozen. And then there's some more right up here. So this is the band I found all these mushrooms in. Again, there's the tree. I'm going to keep working this slope, and I'll be back if I find some more. Alright, so that was the bounty. Left a few small ones to grow. Too small to cook. They won't cook to anything. Majority of these actually don't look too bad. They don't look like they're drying out too bad. They're in a good spot. Plus I gave a couple away to another hiker. These I'll give to my dad. All right, I'm gonna continue down the ridge. I'm just gonna keep hiking down. You can see this ridge cuts down right here. I'm gonna keep hiking up that ridge and see if we can find a few more trees. So I actually changed tactics here. I seen another tree just north of where I was. So I wanted to check it out real quick. It was only about, well, right there. Is the other tree that I just picked those other mushrooms from. I just walked over here and I came across this little itty bitty guy. There's my finger for reference. The top is completely dry. So this is up on the flat a little bit. This is kind of what the ground cover looks like. I don't really see any more popping. Right off the top. Oh, there I see one. Let's see if we can zoom. Right there, you see it? Once you hunt for a little while, you kind of get the good eye. Sometimes can pick them out. Looks like I'm early. If we get some rain, these spots should really be popping. So I think I'm gonna do just a quick little walk around and then back out of this area and get back down on the hillside where the sun's hitting it more. So I'm walking down this trail. I'm not finding much, but I do see a tree right there. A lot of times when I'm looking for new trees to check out, after the old spot didn't pan off, that old spot had 4 tiny little ones. I left them. I look up in the sky and I'm looking for dead trees, dead or dying trees. And that one is the closest one sticking out. You can see the top of the bark's gone. Let's go walk up on it. I'm gonna show you guys how I walk up on these trees and we'll see if there's anything under there. Nice and slow. Stick. Scanning. The tornado alarm's going off. It's got to mean something, right? First Wednesday of the month. Scanning. Oh, there's one. Let's see. Let's scan around. There's one there. Looks like there's one right there. Oh, we got a couple right there. Oh, there's one right there. There's one right there. Oh, there's a couple. One right there and right there. Oh, there's one right there. Alright. Oh, there's some behind the tree. One there and one there. Okay, we got some mushrooms here. Here's what the tree looks like. I'm gonna start picking, fill this bad boy up again, and I'll let you know what we got. So this is what I scored underneath that tree. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them that are dry. It's starting to get dry. So I took them. I'm gonna dry them out even further, crunch them up into stews, soups, things like that. But there's a lot of good ones in here. I wish we would have had some rain, a little bit of rain, let these go. This would have been a full hat. There's probably a dozen, 15 mushrooms in there. Like I say, plus I left a few. This is what the area looked like. Again, that is the tree. On to the next one. Overall, I think the season's pretty early in this spot. However, if we don't get some rain, soon, the season's gonna be done. A little pheasant back to the end of the day. Good luck foraging. All right, guys, so overall it's pretty early. Everything's kind of small. Still pretty dry, it seems like. We really need some rain, but there's nothing in the forecast. So that is it for this hunt. I am going to take off. We're going to be hunting Friday some public land and then Saturday some private land. So hopefully we can bring some more informational videos to you then. Good luck foraging.